excellent day for an podcast.
What's up, fellow horror fiends? Welcome to the What an Excellent Day for a Podcast show. Just Dave and JC here, cutting it up with you tonight. Now, raise your hand if you're like us and love all things Jason Voorhees and Friday the 13th. Well, tonight's guest shares in our love for both as well, and in fact, turned that passion and love into an award-winning cosplay career, stalking the streets of Jersey to scare the shit out of us all as everyone's favorite slasher. Tonight, dear listeners, we are joined by Brian Emenheiser, or as most Jersey Friday fans know him as, the one, the only, South Jersey Jason. Brian, thanks for your time tonight and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for an awesome intro.
I love it. Love it. I love when I get the awesome intro.
There you
Dave
go.
will tell you that, how much I enjoyed that.
Yes, he enjoys his compliments.
Yeah, usually it's great fucking intro by one of our other co-hosts, but hey, so I wanted to ask you, let's kick it right off, Brian. So what was the spark that ignited Jason Voorhees cosplay fire, and how many years have you been doing it now?
I've been cosplaying since I got late into the game, 2019. So
Okay.
very, very late into the game. As far as like what sparked it, when I moved to Vineland, I was actually in a neighborhood where there was, a lot of kids for trick-or-treaters. So prior to Jason, I dressed up as Michael, and I know.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah,
Is that the first time that the public learns about that? Or
that is the first time. Yes, you heard
we have
it
an
here.
exclusive, Dave.
So, I decided to change it up one year, and so I started doing research on, I could get I went for something easy, part 4. So I found the original clothing at Goodwill. I'm new to it. I didn't know anything about legit costume makers. And then as far as the hood's concerned, I researched and looked up Dark Side Studios, who did a part 4 hood for me, and then just a guy online who made affordable hocks, and that sparked the part 4, and that I only did it for Halloween. And then buddies of mine, they knew I liked Halloween and Friday the 13th, and they ran a comic book store, and twice a year they had a free comic book day in May, and then in Halloween they did Halloween Comic Fest. So they asked me if I would want to be a judge for the costume contest. I said, yeah, sure, why not? And they said, well, we need to promote you some way. Can you just give us a name or something and maybe send us some photos? So I said, all right, I'll get back to you by the end of the day. And that's how South Jersey Jason came to be. And I just went to my in-laws' backyard because they lived in the woods, and shot some photos. And that's what really started the South Jersey Jason thing. If it wasn't for my buddies with the comic book store, I wouldn't be here. And, I was a hit at the costume contest. So the following year, they created the whole Halloween Comic Fest around Jason. We shot a promo commercial, Jason got a job at the comic book store. I wrote the whole storyboard, not storyboard, the script, and had some friends come in to act it out, and Ed Wood, we got it all in one take. So that was what really sparked it. And then that's the next step led me to Blairstown.
Okay.
So we can get into that.
Did you win the costume contest?
Well, no, I'm sorry, I was the judge.
You were the judge.
I was
That's right.
the judge,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
But actually, in 2020, October 2020, I entered my first costume contest, a Maze Landing Halloween contest, and I got first place.
Nice.
So, and that was my first part 7 that my costume sponsor, Jim Ingram of J3 Jason Costumes, had designed for me. And that was his first win, per se, as designing a costume for someone.
Part 7, favorite Jason look for you?
Part 7 is the favorite look. Part 4 is my favorite Jason now. I love Ted White as I love Ted White as Jason. I mean, I would say 90% of the Friday fans love Kane Hodder because he was Jason 4 times. But to me, it's Kane Hodder is good, but he was not given the best scripts for his roles. Ted White, he wrote a really good book called Cast a Shadow. Part 4, he was 58 years old when he played Jason. Oldest Jason.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oldest person to play Jason. But before that, he was in the Battle of Iwo Jima. And then, he got into the stunts, and he was Clark Gable's stunt double, and then for a lot of John Wayne movies. His last credited stunt work was a stunt driver in the first Fast and Furious. He was 72 years old, I believe he was.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
He was
great,
also If I remember right, he was also one of the stunt guys for Creature of the Black Lagoon too, right?
You know what? I don't know. I'll have to look that up.
I forget if that was something I heard on the internet, which of course that never lies,
It,
or if not, it might have been Crystal Lake Memories.
it very well could have been. I mean, the guy, the stunts that he did, like if it wasn't for him, a lot of the things that happened in the Stuntsman Union wouldn't be in place today.
Okay.
But some people might remember him from Starman. He was the shitty hunter that killed the deer and Jeff Bridges brought back to life.
Oh,
I
okay.
Yeah.
in the past year I heard about that.
Yes, yeah, yeah. So I
Underrated
got to,
movie star, man. Too.
yeah, and I was fortunate enough to meet him like 2 or 3 years before he passed. Very, very nice guy.
He's one of my regrets as far as never getting around the meeting.
Yeah, I mean the only Jason that I didn't get to meet was Richard Brooker.
Okay.
I got to meet everyone else. Like I met Steve Dash literally like 6 months before he passed away.
Yeah.
So I was very lucky.
For me, the bet like Friday the 13th Part 2 is my favorite.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
for me, I love there's something about Sackhead Jason. I don't know what it
To
is.
me, I think it's scarier than the Hawk.
Yeah.
Exactly. Maybe it's
Yeah.
the town that dreaded sundown or something like that. It's that
And
connection.
that
Residual
movie, as
terror.
horrible as it was, freaked me out.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
and the remake was pretty good too. But Richard Brooker, I mean, Part 3 was like that's a scary Jason. Like at the end when he's like got that smile and he's
Yeah.
at the window and it like that's nightmare fuel.
Yeah, like
right
Richard
there.
Brooker set the bar, and then to me, Ted White carried it into part
Yeah.
four, and then it just went a different way after part four. The first four are my favorite, with the original obviously being my favorite out of the four.
Mhm. So what's the coolest event that you got to do that you got to cosplay at? Like what's like if you had to think back 6 years now, what's the coolest event that you
Oh,
that you
I have
did?
to say there's two of them.
Okay.
My first one, okay, have you heard of NJ HorrorCon?
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah. We
Okay,
we go we attend
okay.
every year.
Okay, awesome. That was my first NJ HorrorCon Atlantic City. I want to say 2021 was
Okay.
my first time I cosplayed. I think one of my first times I cosplayed at an event, and I entered a costume contest, and I got first place in my category. I was NES Part 8, and it was neck and neck. Because there's a couple different categories, and they do like a best overall,
Mhm.
and the best overall you get that gnarly, bloody New Jersey statue,
Yeah.
that's the thing that has eluded me. But I got first place my first time ever entering a convention cosplay contest, which is pretty cool. The one thing I wanted to show off, which they didn't have to, the lights are operated by a key, and they didn't have the key. I wanted the lights to go off to see my costume glow in the dark as it glows in the dark. So
Oh,
they
nice.
didn't get to see that, but
Oh,
That's why you didn't get the big one.
yeah.
probably they said it was
They-
neck and neck. The guy who got
They
overall,
sabotage your effects.
Yeah, that puts you over the edge right there. And that's
it's
gotta
the
be
only
the
it's the only that part 8 is a one of a kind. My J3 gets they became my costume sponsor back in 2021 because I was up until then, like he didn't get a lot of promotion from the people he made his costumes for. From day one, from when he made me my first part 7, whenever I am out or I took pictures, I always mentioned him in my tags because I'll be the first one to say I don't have a talented bone in my body when it comes to leathering or making a hockey mask, but I bring their creations to life. That's my talent. And
Sure.
there's a lot of cosplayers that I notice that don't do that. And I know that they didn't make their costumes and they get all these congratulatory replies on their posts, like great costume, man, great costume. But they don't acknowledge the people who made it. To me, that's crappy, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So when J3 saw that, when Ari Lehman first saw my part 7, and this is before I got really into the mix of the Friday community, he came up to me and said, "Dude, that's an awesome costume." You know?
Was this
And
one of his random trips to Blairstown when this happened?
actually, it wasn't random, but he was invited for the opening of the Blairstown Museum back in 2019.
Okay.
So yeah, so he was leaving on the Saturday. I was doing the trolley tour in costume for photos, and as I'm waiting for that tour to start, he was packing up to leave, and he's like, "Dude, that's an awesome costume." So yeah, so if I can give advice to any cosplayers out there, and if you don't make your stuff, tag the artist because they're
Mhm.
independent, and that's like it's a side hustle for them. Some it's their main business, but we got to give them props 100%.
Mhm.
Oh, absolutely. Got to give him credit.
I think it was September of last year. And yeah,
Yeah.
so we're walking around town. We've never been there before, so we
Okay.
decided to go up as a show and just hang out, roam the streets, see the sights like every other tourist. And so we stop over at Village Sundays, and Lisa and Scott, that's when they started giving us the pitch of like, who does what, and like just giving us a little history on the town and all. But that was one of the things they mentioned that they said that Ari, like he'll do events and things like
Mhm.
that, but they said sometimes it doesn't even have to be a Friday the 13th. He'll just show up in town
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
roam around. And that
He
was one of my favorite like bits of that
Yeah, he
knowledge.
actually wanted he called the diner and said, "Hey, I'm going to be in the area on the 25th. This was for I forget what, I think it was September maybe, this past September." And he's like, "Guess whoever he was supposed to be at playing or whatever, they had to cancel." He's
Mhm.
like, "If you guys want, I'll, come on by." But it was short enough time to like promote it,
Mhm.
So I didn't want to like not have a good turnout,
Yeah.
last minute, because that's the hardest thing. When I want to promote something, I need at least 6 months to ensure that I'm going to get a good crowd. The other my number two favorite like horror convention was actually one that I co-hosted, and that was back in 2022. I did like a Friday the 13th mini convention at the Blairstown Diner. We
Oh,
had
wow.
we had oof, it was a 2 day event, and we had members from Friday the 13th Part One, Part Two, Part Three, Part Five. We had Harry Manfredini, Vince DeSanti, because we were also talking about 13 Fanboy. So that was actually the first year for that Friday 13th in May that I did wedding vow renewals as Jason. Because I'm always trying to think of a way to, freshen up the brand.
Yeah.
And
I got a pitch for you in a little bit, but yeah,
okay,
finish your
And
story.
I
and after going to space, I mean, weddings are the next logical step.
people, have asked me to do like wedding engagement photos and whatnot, which that's cool. But I'm like, what about wedding vow renewals? Like there are some people that, are into that. So I got ordained by the great Universal Life Church. I
Mhm.
have to say, like, my fellow ministers are Conan O'Brien, Jimmy Fallon, Dwayne Johnson. So, so that first weekend, I think I remarried like on the Friday. I did like 24 couples. And
Wow.
I do a group ceremony because it would take a long time to do 24 individual.
Yeah.
But I had a couple that was like were on their way, and their tire blew. So they called me and said, "Hey, we'll be there, but it won't be for a couple hours." I said, "No problem whatsoever." So I said to Ron, I said, "Yeah, Ron, I got a couple coming. They're Ron Sloan, I'm sorry, Friday 15th Part 5."
Mhm.
And I said, "I got a couple coming, and they just had like, bad luck today. Do you think you could sit in like as a witness?" And I'm not going to tell him. It'll be like a little surprise. He's like, "Yeah, sure." So he was a
Ah!
witness. He was a witness, and he had Junior's head with him, So that was
Oh, that's
awesome.
great.
And the photos were great. So those are the two that really stand out, since I started cosplaying, I've won like 5 costume contests. Um, that I kind of like said, you know what, I'm done trying to get that darn New Jersey trophy because it's just like it eludes me. It's like my white whale, but it's okay because now that like I get announced for like the horror conventions, I don't want to be in the costume contest because if I do win, people will be like, "Oh, that doesn't sound right,"
Yeah, yeah.
So, but what I do is I like to encourage other people. Like there was like this little boy who I met maybe my second time doing the NJ costume contest, and his Instagram name is Littlest Pennywise. And when I met him, he was probably like 8, but he does the Pennywise from the recent one.
Mhm.
And he was getting ready in the bathroom with his dad. He's like, "Dad, I'm really nervous." I'm like, "Listen," I said, "just go up there and just pretend like they're your friends just watching you. They're here to cheer you on. They're not gonna like boo at you or make fun. They're here to you're gonna see that." And he got first place, so
Look
because
at
he did the little Pennywise dance.
that. Words of
So
wisdom, Brian.
yeah, yeah, and I like it seeing like the parents dressing their kids up like this is our future here, our
Yeah.
future horror fans, and it's
Yep.
it's awesome. And the kids are so desensitized. Like when I come in costume as Jason, they want to give me hugs. Like some of them are a little skittish, but 9 times out of 10, they're like giving me high fives. It's the teenagers and above that get scared. And once I see that they're scared, I'll wait a few minutes to come around again when they're not expecting it and scare them again.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. You
yeah.
play on that. So that's a good segue into like what was like the coolest moment when you're cosplaying, like scaring someone or freaking someone out. Like what really stands out as the like a real gotcha moment.
Oof. I don't know. There's just been so many. Oh my gosh. Probably like this past Saturday. We had the
Okay,
event at actually not this past Saturday, the Saturday before. We did milkshakes with
that was the
Jason.
milkshakes. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and there was like an older woman, like she's probably like someone's grandma, maybe, or a abuelo, because she was this little old Spanish woman, and she's tinier, and I love when they're so smaller to me, 'cause I'm a short guy, I'm 5'7", so she's on her phone, and I'm just looking at her from behind, like as if I'm looking to see what she's doing, and her children are laughing and she has no idea what's going on, but then she goes to take a camera and she's got it on selfie mode and she sees me behind her and she like hit her head up, knocked my hock off, but she's like, it was a great moment. But yeah, there's like, I mean, I don't know, there's so many I couldn't even, that's like the most recent one because it's fresh in my mind. But when I first started doing the cosplaying, and my thing was getting my name out there, networking. So a fire company down in Ocean View, New Jersey, they do a haunt for like a fundraiser. So the guy who runs it asked me if I wouldn't mind volunteering. I said absolutely. So I was like the entertainer for the line before they get in,
Mhm.
and adjacent to the haunt or the fire hall was woods. And that's where I would cut across, and where the woods ended on the sidewalk, the line began. So they didn't see me. So, and I was quiet, and I would get my scares. And if I knew you were easily scared, I'd wait, and do it all over again.
I love it. Speaking of haunts, Brian, I want to thank you again, man. You did a tremendous job with the Jason's House of Horrors.
Well,
Bro.
thank you, but it was all you guys. All you guys. You were the saving grace. It was our first year doing it, and I expected some things to happen before the day, like some people backed out because the weather was a little crappy, and
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you guys, you and the Twisted and Puddles and Mickey and
I love Mickey. I love
uh
her energy. I
she's got
love
so
her
much,
passion.
oh my gosh, I
Shout
can't
out
keep
to
up with
her.
her. And I was watching videos and I'm like, my back aches just watching her like do like the spider walk and how she
Yeah.
easily gets into it and comes up. But yeah, and then Nick, who played Jason, if and then obviously those who did the haunt, Psychic Siren, her sister Marilyn, and the
Yeah.
Blairstown Jason. Did you get the chance to go on the hayride?
I didn't get a chance to go on a hayride. I was
Okay.
just stuck in the haunt
Um,
as this guy right
yeah,
back
yeah.
here.
You guys were great. I mean, you guys were the haunt. I was dead tired. My back was bothering me, but I was like, we got a couple cancellations. Let me just get in costume for just a little bit, just
Yeah.
to entertain the front crowd. And I mean, I couldn't walk for like 2 days after. That's like one of the not, it's not, it sucks getting old, man. But we're gonna do it again. There was
Yes.
not, from what I know, there was only one bad review,
Really?
and that was because
By F.
of
Kruger.
no, that was
He's like,
because
fuck you,
someone
Jason lovers.
complained that it was raining and we didn't cancel the haunt. That
Ah,
was it.
yeah.
Everyone else had nothing but great things to say about the haunt and the hayride. So next year we're going to do it twice in October. So
Love it. I
I'll
am
keep
in.
you I'll keep you apprised of it. And I do know the people that do the mobile haunt, they said if we did it like the following year, they would theme the haunt however we wanted. So if we wanted to make it like a Crystal Lake theme,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So because people were calling like the next day wanting to know when the next date was for the hayride in the haunt. So yeah, kudos
Yeah,
to everyone
I enjoyed
involved.
it. I loved it. I had such a blast. I was telling these guys, I'm like, I fucking found my calling.
Yeah,
As a
yeah,
scare actor. And I tried to recruit Dave. Dave, you got to
Aren't,
do it next year,
aren't
man.
you all about peace and love? And now you're like, oh, I fucking terrorized a bunch of
Hey,
people.
you can be
Dude,
both. You can
dude,
be both.
the only
I told you that shit's addicting.
it
It
is
is.
fun.
It was
Yeah,
fun.
The only yeah.
I won't go too dramatic about it, but um, I was all in when JC first mentioned. They're like, oh yeah, they're doing a thing up there. I'm like, fuck it, I'm in. Halloween's been a little rough for me the last couple years. I won't go into, the personal reasons or
Hmm.
whatnot, but as it became more of a reality, and he's just like, dude, hit him up on Instagram, do this. And I just had a moment where I'm not ready.
Yeah.
But I
I
do
mean,
want to get
Okay.
into it again. I did a Fright Factory over in South
okay.
Philly 3 years ago, and yeah, there's nothing like traumatizing people. But I'm hoping by next year I'm willing to, or I'm ready to jump back into it.
Yeah, even if it's like not dressing up, but just helping out in any
Yeah.
aspect, I'm always looking for extra hands because in some essence, like when I do my daytime events, I'm a
Hmm.
one-man show. Like the diner, they do the front end. Like we have a relationship where he wants to do an event. And if it's like when it's a Friday the 13th and it's during like seasonable weather,
Hmm.
we'll do an outside event. So I'm in charge like of getting the vendors. So either they'll reach out to me or they might reach out to the diner, but then he'll forward them to me. So I'm in charge of that. If as far as the guests are concerned, like I work on getting the guests, and it seems like it's not a lot, but what people don't realize, even
Yeah,
to
it
put on
builds
these
up.
big conventions, there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes, you know.
Yeah.
Um, what I, you know, we did an event back in 2022, and the person that I did the events with, I mean, we no longer work together. Like, while like it taught me the right way to do things, because I was always like, I was never the person behind the scenes as far as doing what I'm doing now. I was more the promoter on social media.
Hmm.
So
And
some
you're
things,
really good at it.
thank you.
I
Some,
can't go online without seeing a few posts. It's like,
yeah.
wait, what's he up to? What's he up?
Yeah, I'm not in it at all for any money. I do it simply for the fans, from a fan,
Mhm.
you know? So whenever I do an event, the diner and I, we try to keep it a free event, but maybe eventually we might have to say it's going to be $10 to come if you want to see so and so, because we want to get to the point to where we can get a Kane Hodder or
Yeah.
someone, But what people
Yeah.
don't realize is there's like an appearance fee with it, lodging, travel,
Yeah.
all
Yep.
that stuff. And some of these people are not cheap, and some of them are very reasonable, and you could definitely make your money back. It's just right now I'm keeping it like whoever I can get on the East Coast,
Hmm.
the alumni. So like I
Yeah.
have a really good relationship with really excellent relationship with Lauren Marie Taylor, and then Ron Milkey and Bill Randolph. So
Yep.
whenever I have an event, I usually have them come right on out because of the relationship the relationship I have with them, and then also their booker, because it all goes through the
Hmm.
booking agent too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so the fundraisers that I do, there's usually a reason behind. I'm sorry, the events that I do are usually a fundraiser attached to it,
Hmm.
and that's another reason that kind of sets me apart from other cosplayers, which I just want to mention real quick. My background before I moved to Pennsylvania, I worked for a nonprofit, and some of our money came from fundraisers and whatnot.
Hmm.
So that taught me a lot about networking and working with other people. So one of the reasons my costume designer became my sponsor was because I started doing fundraising, because I said to myself, um, Star Wars has the 501.
Hmm.
Comic books have the Philly Avengers. There's nothing in the horror community,
Yep.
So I said, let me just try something. So I started out small, and I did because I used to coach for Special Olympics. So I did an event for Special Olympics at this a place called Smithville. They did like a outside. It's called Monster Bash. So basically, it was like a artist of all types, whether it was canvas or making little statues or whatever.
Hmm.
Excuse me. So I started doing that, and then like the Arc of Atlantic County, which is who I work for, I fundraised for them. And my fundraiser or my costume designer saw that, so he was like, "I'm going to be your sponsor." I'm like, "What?" He said, "Yeah, because you're I have some, I know some relative of mine, has a intellectual disability, and it hit him." You know, so J3 Jason Costumes was my costume sponsor, which we've made 9 costumes together. So, which is,
Wow.
pretty cool. But, since I've done the fundraising, I've done a lot of animal rescues because I love the
Yeah.
animals,
Fur and Fright, right? The
Yeah, Fur
photos
and
with
Frank's the most
Jason.
recent one.
Yeah, it was great.
I've done American Cancer Society, Susan G. Komen, which I did along with Lauren Marie Taylor. My best one to date was at NJ HorrorCon back in I think 2022. He had me as a guest, and I did for autism. Faces for Autism and in South Jersey. And I went around to a lot of the celebrities just asking if you could take a picture with me with the sign I had, you know? Uh, Tony Moran donated like 8 autographs for a
Okay.
raffle because I was doing a
Oh, wow,
raffle.
that's great.
I had Amanda Rick, no, America Oliva from the reboot Jason. She
Oh
was in
yeah, yeah, yeah.
tears. Yeah, she was in tears because she had a relative that had autism. Dave Sheraton, Officer Doofy.
No,
Yeah.
I think
we know Sheridan.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
he has a son or a nephew that has autism. Diana Prince, her son has autism, you know? So half the people were affected by, which
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
really awesome. So that was my best fundraiser. NJ Harcon, invited me out. He promoted what I was doing, so I had 3 days to raise money for autism. And the horror community, they get back. Yeah.
Love the horror community.
Yeah, so that's pretty much like when I get booked for an event, I usually will tie it to something I can raise money for as well.
Well,
And
Brian, listen, in all seriousness, man, I live 20 minutes from Blairstown.
Hmm.
So these events and everything, if you ever need a hand, just
Yeah,
have to ask,
absolutely. And if
man.
you guys,
Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate it. If you guys ever want a podcast from the diner, let me know. I can make it happen, you know?
I would love to do that.
Yeah, so I know like December 13th, it's a Saturday, we're doing photos with Santa Jason. I did it last year because it was Friday 13th, and we had a good turnout. Let me tell you, the one I just did 2 weeks ago, Milkshakes, I did 2 events, non-Friday 13th, actually three non-Friday 13th this month, and the crowd is great, and people are like, "We're here for you." I'm like, "You talking to me?" Like they were
That's
coming like
great.
4 hours away.
That's
But
great.
the most recent one, that line was almost to the entrance of the field. For the
holy
Wow.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. So Saturday, December 13th, we're doing photos of Santa Jason. I'm actually going to have the two young ladies that did the hayride.
Yeah.
They're going to come back.
Okay.
The one is going to be a Mrs. Pamela Voorhees Claus, and
Okay.
then her sister Marilyn is going to be a dead elf. So we're going to do
Nice.
and what I'm telling people, we'll take the photos with the cell phone. You send them to me, and I'll edit the background to be like a little Christmassy background.
Okay.
Yeah, and then in February, March, it'll probably be a little quieter because usually it is because it's like wintertime. But we can definitely have you guys come out, and if you want to set up, I'm not sure how big of a setup you have. We can probably get you like in the corner, maybe to the right of the entrance, that little
Uh,
booth area there. You guys can do like a live podcast.
so I wanted to ask, well, you brought up 13 Fanboy. Did you get to have any parts in that, or you just
No,
okay?
I was a backer as far as I contributed to it.
Okay.
I was late in the game for it. But when I did my podcast, I interviewed Deb Voorhees because she was actually supposed to come out to the event I was doing back in May of 2022. Unfortunately, she had a guy that was kind of stalking her. So
Oh, jeez.
for security reasons, we didn't have her come out. But I had Vince Sandy come out to represent obviously Ron Sloan,
Yeah.
and then one of like the producers who had like a small part. And a lot of people bash it. Is it the best? No. But you know what? It was a love letter,
Oh
and
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's
love that movie. And then I
I
finally got a chance, what, 2.5 years ago to meet Judy Aronson.
oh yeah,
And
yeah,
I mean, everything I've seen her in, I loved. And
yeah,
child of the 80s. So, of course, I want to go Weird Science, Final
yeah,
Chapter. I went
yeah.
in, I'm like, tell me about 13 Fanboy. Because at that point, I just saw the movie
Okay,
not
you
too
know,
long before that. And it's like, I just tell me about that experience working with all
um,
the other alum.
yeah, I met her 2 years ago, and actually, she wants to come out to the diner. Lauren was talking to her during the 45th anniversary event in California, and
Mhm.
Lauren was telling her what a great time she has at the diner. So Judy wants to come out, which
Oh,
would be
that's awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
I was actually showing my girlfriend 13 Fanboy a couple of weeks ago, and she never saw it. And there's a scene that it's on Tubi, right?
Yeah.
They cut a scene out, and I'm like, I know it was in the like the DVD run. So I talked to Vince when he was down for Firm Freight. I'm like, Vince, am I having a Mandela effect? But wasn't there a scene where like Judy threw money at you like the next morning? She's like, yeah, why? I said, Tubi cut it out. I guess they don't like.
It was too offensive.
Yeah, I guess they don't like gigolos, you know. But I felt like the one scene that should have gotten an award was when Kane Hodder got killed. It kind of reminded me of Jim Carrey from The Mask when he got the Oscar, you know, for dying. So, but it was great seeing a lot of people like that, you know, we grew up with, and then Corey Feldman playing someone other than Corey Feldman
He was
as
the
like
only not playing himself.
as the creepy producer.
And the other thing I loved about it, because yeah, Ron, like he's so junior to me.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of him in any other way. And again, growing up, Dee Wallace being America's mom, more or less, and to see Junior and the mom from E.T. as a couple rubbed me the wrong way.
And you know, you wouldn't like Ron looks great for his age.
Yeah,
And
it's
looking
like,
at him
holy
now,
shit, he is actually a normal person.
you wouldn't know he was Junior because he was, you know, a little bit more weight. And it's funny because
And a
I
little
forget,
more obnoxious.
yeah, I forget how I think I had him on. He was one of my first guests on a podcast that I used to do, and I think it was like even before I had him on the show, I reached out to him because I was making this happy birthday video for a boy with autism, and I asked him if he wouldn't mind just doing a happy birthday, like, you know, shout out. He's like, yeah, sure. And like within like an hour, I had a cool video, but listening to him and closing my eyes, he sounded like Bill Clinton. You know, just the way he just talked, and like I was like, man, he could be like what Martin Sheen did for JFK. So, but yeah, he's such a great guy. Ron Sloan is. You know, I've interviewed him once or twice. You know, I had him out to Blairstown, and I got to give him a tour of Main Street because he's never been.
He's from those fake Crystal Lakes.
Yes, the Cali Crystal Lake. So, you know, he pulled in and he parked, and he's like, do we have time to walk around? I'm like, sure. Let me give you the 2 cent tour.
And nothing has really changed. That's what's great about it. It's like it looks the way it looks.
I first visited back in 2011, and it looked more desolate back then because there really wasn't a lot of shops that were open. And unfortunately, like Main Street had a rejuvenation period from like I would say 2018 to about right after the pandemic. And then a lot of businesses are closing down. And some people have said it's because when they created it, they made it just a one-way street. They kind of like, I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah, it's a shame. It used to be very popular. Now it's really nothing on there except for the Post Time Pub. And, you know, a couple of the other eatery because the ice cream parlor moved. They're on 94 now.
Lisa was telling me, she's like a mile away.
Yeah.
What about Crystal Lake, the new series? Any
that was going to be the next part.
So I did apply for like, you know, being a background actor because I do have experience as a background extra. If you don't know, I was in a fan film. His name was Jason. I held a cup of coffee really good. You know, some say I actually got an award for it. I found out that they were filming on August 11th, and at first I wasn't going to go because I really didn't want to take off of work. And my buddy Dave, who was a diehard like Part 2 fan, you know, he really wanted to go and see everything. So he said he was going to go, but then the last minute, work put a whole bunch of stuff on him, so he had to bail, which is okay. So my girlfriend and I went down, and technically it was like a closed set because on Main Street there are some residential homes there. So after I had breakfast, we cut across like where Dale's is and walked up the alley, and the parking lot where the ice cream parlor was just completely taken over by the crew. So I didn't want to walk through there. So I walked behind the ice cream parlor to the Post Time Pub. They have a wraparound porch. So that's how I made my way over there and kind of just blended in with the residential homeowners. And they were finishing a scene with just Crazy Ralph. He's got his bike, but not like the attire that we know, but something kind of similar. It was really cool to see, you know, Main Street all decked out in like 1970. I think it's supposed to take place. The scene that I was watching was taking place like in 1973.
Okay.
So
what an amazing year.
Yeah.
The year I was born.
Oh, there you go. So
and a movie came out.
And The Exorcist, baby.
Oh, there you go. So when they finished that scene and they had to reposition everything for a different scene, I went into the ice cream shop, Village Sundays, and I hung out there basically the majority of the day, and that's where I got a lot of the photos. If you've seen them on Instagram, some of the photos, I'm surprised Paramount didn't see it because the podcast that immediately released a photo of Linda Cardellini in her waitress office, Paramount reached out to him and asked him to take it down. So like
Oh wow.
same day. So I guess they couldn't keep up with everyone, because how are you going to stop people from sharing?
Yeah, yeah,
Or
So
maybe they know your reputation and know better than to fuck with you.
that's right.
yeah,
I like that story.
yeah.
We ain't gonna
So
piss off South
Yeah.
Jersey, Jason.
that's
Do you know who I
right.
am?
So I mean I got pictures of like the monitors where the writers and producers will watch them filming,
Mhm.
like zooming in. I got a really good picture of the producer Brian Caleb Kane, Linda Cardellini, and then I think one of the writers, and they happened to look my way, and it looked like they're saying, "Why are you taking our picture?" And then shout out to the Kmart Jake Paul that was there. This guy literally looked like Jake Paul without the tattoos. It was funny. He was in the wardrobe department. But it was really cool to see. Like I've been on a couple of fan films behind the scenes, and I knew the whole setup, but that was on a small scale. But to see a Hollywood
Yeah, it's got to
project
be
was
pretty cool.
Yeah.
really cool. I literally could just put like a thing of tape around my wrist, like electrical tape, and said, "Yeah, I'm on the crew." Like there was no security. I could have went to craft services and got myself some, lunch. There was nothing.
Who's got the
Um,
pulled pork?
Yeah. Anybody
yeah,
eating this right here?
yeah. So, yeah, we were there probably from I would say after breakfast, about 10:30 to maybe 3 o'clock, just watching. Um, again, taking a lot of photos that I shouldn't have. And then on the alley there, they had the police car, the Crystal Lake Cruiser, so I
Mhm.
got photos with that. My buddy Matt, who is a lifelong resident of Blairstown, he's the original Blairstown Jason. You might have met him at
Mhm.
Village Sundays. He wears like
Yeah.
the five and dime
Oh
Jason
yeah,
mask.
yeah.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
So he was hanging out, and someone had said, "We need a what do you call it? A when you water the flowers, whatever that's called, the watering jug or
Water,
Oh yeah,
whatever."
water
yeah,
pot.
yeah.
He's like, "Hold on, I'll go get one." He has one, and it looks like something from the 70s. Well, it was used in a scene. I'm like, now
That
you
is
have an
cool.
official Friday the 13th prop.
Yeah, yeah, it does.
Yeah, so
At the end of the day, they confiscate it. Like, are you serious?
yeah. So, my friend Dave, he created the fan film. His name was Jason. It came out a few years ago. So, and we're still active on the page. So he started sharing all the images I was giving him, and I think we had an increase of like 2,000 followers from
Wow.
those images. But someone that was a fan of the page, the camp they use as Crystal Lake is kind of like an efficiency, like they use the cabins for like efficiency apartments. So
Okay.
her boyfriend was living there, and he started getting all these photos from this Crystal Lake, and I'm like, and it's from he started sending to me, and then she was also posting them anonymously because she didn't want to get in trouble at the time,
Mhm.
because they would pay you to leave for like the week, or you could stay there but just have to put up with them. Or her boyfriend didn't want to leave. So when they were done for the day, they didn't put anything away. They just left it as it was. So she was going all throughout camp and taking photos and sending them to Dave. And then Dave was putting them on his page. So we got a lot of cool stuff. So they officially finished filming. So now it's in post-production.
When is it releasing?
Well, there is no actual release date.
Okay.
If I had to guess,
November. Next
that's what I'm
November.
thinking. I'm thinking it's either going to debut, say, sometime in October, maybe have the finale on Friday the 13th in November, or premiere it in November.
Yeah, we got some time to wait.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
all for it.
Oh yeah.
Some people, I think our generation is for it. The younger generation, they don't really care. They just want blood and gore and
They just want
you know,
another Friday movie.
yeah.
But yeah,
An actual movie.
I'm like right in between. I am desperately awaiting for new content, but on the other hand, if they need I mean, what was it? '09 was the last significant
Yeah, that's what I'm watching right
release.
now.
Like at this,
Yeah, I noticed
all
that in the background. Remakes on.
I mean, my vision sucks to begin with, but I'm trying to see. I'm like, I know that's got to be Friday the 13th related, and I couldn't
Yep.
quite make it out. Oh yeah, so it's been this long. Like, if they need to take a couple extra months or a year to make sure it's done right, like I said, I want shit now, but I'd rather wait
Yeah.
quality.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of shit, what'd you think of Sweet Revenge?
I honestly forgot watching it.
I had to watch it twice because the first time I watched it was just
It
to take
felt
it
like there
in.
was potential, but it like nothing really came of it.
I felt okay, the hockey mask has kind of grown on me seeing other cosplayers wear it, darkening out the holes and wearing a appropriate hood with it.
Hmm.
I felt like the hawk, I don't know, the hood might have been too small for him and just like encompassed his whole head. Like, have you ever seen the comedy Final Girls?
Yes.
I haven't. No.
The killer. You gotta watch it.
That's
It's
a
just
great movie.
yeah. The killer has this oversized mask. It's like one of those tiki masks, but just
Yeah.
comedically oversized. That's how I felt with this one on a couple of different angles. Yeah, it did look good, but overall, I felt like the guy had the height but not the width. He was built more like Michael Myers and like a Richard Brooker.
Look at that, full circle.
Yeah.
We got a guy who started as Michael, turned into Jason, and then we got a Jason that turned into a Michael.
So, and a couple of the kills were pretty cool. I mean, well, there's only only like really one or two,
I was
but
gonna say like one and a half.
yeah, when he used the propeller and then
Mhm.
took the blade off as like a ninja star.
Yeah.
So I watched it the second time because I'm like, how is she still alive? And then I get it. Oh, the leg turned her into like a
Mhm.
revenant or whatever, which is kind of like brought it back to the young adult novels. If you've ever read them,
I haven't, but I've heard about him.
yeah, you can actually get them online. It's called, I think, like Internet Archive is like a free like library, and
Okay.
people would have like uploaded them, like scanned them in. It's pretty cool. So basically, they put on the mask and they're possessed by the mask or the
Hmm.
hawk, I should say. Yeah. So that's it was a cool beer commercial, but
Yeah.
I seriously hope when they do a theatrical film they get someone like give us Derek Mears one more time. Yeah.
It's because yeah, there's something I love and respect about pretty much everyone who's played. Um, but yeah, I've always grown up more of a fanboy for Kane. I do like what he brought to it. I think he's my favorite of the zombie Jasons. Um, but Mears is the first one that actually came off like kind of how Kane started, like a fan of the franchise
Yeah.
and was going to do what he could to make it his own,
I
but
have to
be
I
respectful.
have
He
to
had the
say
great frame for it too.
he
Yeah.
did, and I have to
Oh
say
yeah.
like when I saw it in the theaters, I think the score along with his performance, like when he
Hmm.
was doing a chase scene, it had my blood rushing. And it still does. Like, oh, Jason doesn't run. Have you never seen part two, part three?
Oh
Three, yeah.
I
No,
mean,
they were dreams.
Wait,
yeah.
in part two, that image of you see him running through the window and Ginny is like
Oh
in
yeah.
there and you just see him like that. That's a cool scene. Just
Yeah.
seeing him come into the cabin.
Yeah.
So Brian, let me and I know we're getting close to the hour here, so I want to be sensitive to your time.
Hmm.
That pitch I told you about, right? So here's an event. You ready?
Okay.
Do a battle royale of every Jason, every look, all the Jasons. And you have someone as Crazy Ralph as the referee.
Which my friend cosplays as
And
Crazy
you
Ralph.
hold it, you get like a wrestling ring, and you hold it in the back of Blairstown Diner.
A
And it's
Royal
the Jason,
Rumble.
the Jason Royal Rumble.
There you go. There you go. And it's the funny thing is, I think I know a cosplayer for each look.
There you go.
So yeah, if you've never seen my friend Dave, I'll send you a picture of him as Crazy Ralph. Like he does a really good part two. Sackhead Jason.
Okay.
He actually played Jason and his name was Jason. You can find it on YouTube. It
Mhm.
takes place in between the original and part two. It's like a segue. It's really cool. But he recently started doing Crazy Ralph because he's like, it's just so darn comfortable. He comes with his bottle of whiskey and all.
Oh,
But
nice.
when we went to the Crystal Lake tours a couple of years ago, they don't really let you cosplay, but I'm like, it's Crazy Ralph attire. It's like almost like everyday stuff. Everyone loved him. He even like the state trooper, he had one of the volunteers that he was bringing up from the from Sampan Road, and you hear in the PA system, "We're looking for a Ralph. He's the town drunk." Like, it was great. His
That's
his
great.
that Ralph costume, I think, gets more attention than like his sack head or his leather face. But I
Uh,
like your train of thought there.
Yeah.
Paging Mr. C, Ralph.
All right. Do we want to jump into rapid fire?
Let's do it.
Okay.
I mean, luckily I think you've answered half of them during this, so
yeah.
it should be slightly more rapid.
I think you did, but I'll throw another one in there. All right. So DeLorean just arrived at your home. What year is it taking you back to?
1985.
Oh, great year. Great year. Great year of horror, too.
Yeah,
There's some
yeah.
great horror movies that came out. All right. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Invisibility. So I want to say who's talking shit behind my back.
Okay. I always said the power of persuasion because then it
Ah,
takes care of everything.
there you go.
You can take one candy back from your childhood. What is it?
You know what? And it's funny. So I was just talking to my girlfriend about Easter candy, and I don't know if you remember this. My mom every year would get me this coconut like bird's nest with the jelly beans that were eggs. Have you ever seen them?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That was the one thing I look forward to every Easter. And I don't know if they make them anymore. I don't see them in the
I haven't
stores.
seen them right now.
Yeah.
No, haven't. Okay.
Yeah, I got to keep an eye out now.
You could create your own Ben and Jerry's ice cream flavor. What is it?
Ben and Jerry's ice cream flavor. Well, the theme would have to be like a Friday the 13th, but like I don't know, a Rocky Road infused with something.
Okay.
The one thing I grew up with Ben and Jerry's, and they don't make it anymore, was a chocolate fudge brownie and a cherry Garcia together.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. Favorite cartoon?
Of all time, I was a He-Man guy growing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Favorite?
more of a fan of the Skeletor memes now, but
Yeah.
Exactly. Favorite guilty pleasure song to sing when alone? When Brian's in his car, no one's watching. The windows are rolled up. What's the guilty pleasure song that you're belting out?
dash cam turned off.
Yeah. It's funny. My girlfriend even makes fun of me for this. Spice Girls. I'll tell you what I
Okay.
want. Kind of like, how
Right.
Terry Crews does that one song.
Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
All right. The Purge has come to town. What's one thing you would do if zero consequences? This one could get you in trouble.
I know. Zero consequences.
But this is strictly hypothetical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of this is going to actually happen.
God.
You could say, I'll put my Jason costume out and really act as Jason.
Yeah, I could do
Around.
that, and that would probably go to certain people that are above me in my current employment.
There you go. There you go. Well said.
I like how we recently had John Philbin on,
Okay.
and yeah, you tiptoed around it much better than he did. His answer was amazing, but we're gonna have to censor half of his answer because he was very specific.
Just to help
okay.
him out. All right. Favorite Jason look. I think that was
Yes.
yeah, so we got that one. Favorite Jason kill.
Oh man, there's so many of them.
What? It's
And
only
I
like
don't-
what, 200 something?
Yeah.
Soldier number 3 in Jason X.
Yeah. Yeah. Or one of the 10,000 aboard the spaceship. Like everyone says, like the sleeping bag. One that stands out, other than that, and it's probably right up your sleeping bag, is when he dunks her head in the liquid nitrogen.
Of course.
Yeah. But
Our
other than
guy
that,
Joe would.
Oh yeah, if our other
Yours
co-host was
your
here,
best friend.
Brian, he's because we do a March Madness bracket every year,
okay.
and we tie it to horror. So we did like the bracket on like kills, right? And they all went up against one another, and I lost my shit because liquid nitrogen beat out the psycho shower scene.
Oh, what?
Thank you,
No,
thank you, Brian. Okay,
no.
thank
You
you,
know
Brian.
I'm
I got
not.
shit for that. I'm like, come on now. I mean,
I don't even remember where my vote went. I'm not. It was probably the liquid nitrogen, but for pure entertainment value,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like Psycho.
Psycho shower
had
scene,
Well,
man.
you know-
culture significance. Like I respect it for everything it is. I love that scene. Norman's my cousin. But there's just so much pleasure from that liquid nitrogen kill.
Yeah.
All right. Well, at least I got the reaction from Brian, so that was good.
Gave the old stink face.
Yes, yes. Favorite Friday final girl.
Ginny.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. You can
Yeah.
say Remy.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree.
Nah, yeah, Ginny. My favorite, not the final girl, Laura Marie Taylor.
There you go. There you go. Did
But
Paul
after
die in
meeting
part
her-
two?
Yeah, it was a dream sequence. Paul and Muffin are unfortunately, crossing the Rainbow
Oh,
Ridge.
you're throwing Muffin in there too. All right.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
know what's funny? If going real quick, going back to part two, when Muffin discovers Jason, what do they cut to? Hot dogs. Because
Yes.
my boyhood memories wanted Muffin to live, but we all know. And it's funny because when I shot that commercial for the comic book store, I had a friend who was a balloon artist and he was making balloon dog, and my other friend he was making it for my friend. So I come in and I put a thumbtack at the tip of my machete because it was like a con-safe machete. So as he's making it, I walk into the store and I pop it. And she goes, Muffin.
All right. Not to drag this out anymore, but since the dog thing came up, another quick spin off of that. So Gordon, was he thrown
Mhm.
out the window? Did he commit suicide, or did he jump out and escape?
I think, it's a good question. I don't think he was thrown out the window because of how he went out the window. I think he just hightailed out of there.
Okay.
So he was like, I know what's up.
So Gordon's still roaming the woods
I
for a
think
little while
Gordon's still
longer.
roaming.
Okay.
He was like the only smart one and got out of there,
All right.
All right, we got three more here. So,
All right.
favorite weapon Jason uses?
Well, I would say for a kill, the like the wood trimmer, part seven. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is.
Dr. Cruz?
He just looks
Yeah.
so badass with that. And that was one thing I wanted to
Weekend at
find.
Bernie's.
Yeah. They're hard to come by, those darn things. And I just wanted to get one so bad to do a photo shoot.
Yeah.
Could use like a weed whacker that as a stand-in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was
but
going to say, I
I
got a
didn't want
weed
people
whacker.
seeing my
Yeah.
cord attached to it.
I got a battery operated, Brian. I'll bring it next time
There
at
you
the
go.
diner.
Yeah.
Dad, throw his saw blade on there and
There
you're
you
good to
go. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so living or undead Jason? Which do you prefer?
Well, in part four, he was kind of living because he did see his breath in the morgue.
Yeah.
Um, I have to go with like living Jason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
And the fun.
he shouldn't have survived the Crystal Lake series. But yeah, we count up to four as living.
Yep.
And then fucking Tommy couldn't let shit go, and
Yeah,
He's the
right.
root of it all.
He is the root
It's
of it all,
funny.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. Tommy in
Poor
part five
Shaq had to
was
pay for his sins.
poor Horshack.
Oh man.
Like Tommy in part five was so badass, and then we get a wussy Tommy in part six. But everyone loves Tom Matthews, but his portrayal was like a was like a
Yeah,
wussy version. Like he beat the shit out of Junior. Come on.
yeah.
He was
Everybody loves
Marshall
without
Megan.
saying a word.
It was
Yeah.
Megan, right? Megan part six?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Megan, there we go.
Megan was the final girl and final guy.
I,
So
I,
Yeah.
I think at that time I would have probably simped for Megan as well.
Tommy was like the Tommy in part six to me was like the Jesse and Freddy's Revenge. He was like the wimp. Megan was the boss.
Oh, all right. So last one here. Favorite horror movie? What's your favorite horror movie?
Oh gosh. Um Non-Friday. But I don't have I can't say a favorite horror, but the horror that scared the crap out of me to this day still gives me the heebie-jeezy, The Exorcist. Because
Amen.
stuff like that can
I was
happen.
hoping he would
Yeah.
say Skinnamarink, but oh well.
I haven't seen that, and I don't know. People, it's crappy though, right?
Listen, give it a shot, Brian. A lot of
Okay.
people, Dave and I are the only ones on the show that we respected it for what it is. It's experimental horror. I give
Okay.
credit to the guy for trying.
You know what I watched that some people were like, In a Violent Nature. I loved it.
Except for that bitch in the truck at the end.
Like I texted Lauren after
Yeah.
that, and I was
She'll
like,
never come on this show now. That's
I was like, I thought you were going to be like a red herring, like driving the girl back to Johnny or something.
Yeah.
Johnny rises in the bed of the truck.
Yeah, something. People are like, oh, there was no music with it. It was so boring. I'm like, do you think a killer has music when he's killing people? Like,
Yeah.
it's from the POV. But I liked it because
it was
something
different.
different, and
It
I
was
love the look
different.
of Johnny.
It was
I love the
yeah,
look
it
of
was
Johnny.
different. And that kill.
Oh, the
That
yoga
one
kill?
kill was
Yeah,
just
yeah. And I think that's what
intense.
won for like the Fangoria chainsaw. Like I
Yeah.
interviewed Rye Barrett, who played Johnny.
Mhm.
And we
Okay.
talked for like a little over an hour, and he was actually like the third actor cast to play Johnny. Because like the first one, I think was allergic to the makeup, and then the second
wow.
one was like this the CJ Graham story where he just the body type wasn't there,
Yeah.
But they shot during like the summertime, and like they were all like in mosquito nets and everything. But yeah, he's a really good interview. And my friend Dave had reached out to him for our show, and he's like, yeah. So I was like maybe like his second podcast he was ever on, talking about the show. But I recently saw the Black Phone 2 over the weekend. Did you guys
Oh,
see
how
it?
was that?
Not yet.
Okay, so
It's Nightmare. It's like a
it's like
Freddy
Nightmare on Elm
reboot,
Street.
right?
I love the first one. I read the
Yeah.
short story. I have to say, in my opinion, I liked it better than the first one.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Like
Okay.
like the grabber was his makeup was awesome.
Okay.
And yeah, it was what he was doing like in the spirit world and the real world. Like, I don't want to give it away, but the makeup was just intense for Ethan Hawke. Like you wouldn't even know it was Ethan Hawke if he wasn't in the credits. That's how good
Yeah.
it was.
And I always loved the mask. I mean, I think Savini did the masks for the Grabber mat.
Well, Savini Studios.
Savini Studios.
I
Yeah.
think Jason Baker, who works for him, who does a lot of he did a lot of the Bray Wyatt mask and like
Okay.
the new stable that they have. Like he created all of them. So I
I
think
love that Grabber mask.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
versions of it. It's
yep,
great.
It's
yep.
another one of those. It's very simple, but
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
creeps you out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely go see it or wait till it comes out on stream. And if you like the first one, you'll probably like this one.
Yeah, I
Okay.
love the first
Yeah.
one, so I'm looking forward to this one for sure. I got to ask you one more question
hmm
before we hang it up here. So Friday the 13th, the series,
hmm
way back when, did you get into it? The whole antique, everything's cursed.
It's funny you say that because I do have it on DVD. I remember growing up, it was on syndication, and when I first started watching it, it was on Saturday evenings. It came on like
Mhm.
7 o'clock.
Yep.
I didn't care that Jason wasn't in it. To me, it was something different, something
Yeah.
cool. Plus, Robbie wasn't bad to look at. And then when I got into high school, it would be on the Sci-Fi channel. They would play to like 11 p.m. and midnight. So that was like my good night show before I went to bed for the night. So I love them all. My favorite one, I got two favorites, and I think they're both in the first season. The one with the Scarecrow, and then the one with Ray Walston from like My Favorite Martian. He played
hmm
Mr. Hand, where he was a
Okay.
comic book artist.
Rag.
And yeah, and he like made basically like an Iron Man, and it would come out of the comic. Those are like my two favorites.
Okay.
Mr. Hand.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
There
yeah,
you go.
yeah.
But yeah, I was one of those superficial, like I gave the series a chance and it was like, all right, well, there's no Jason, so why bother?
Yeah, I mean, they were just banking it off of the name.
Yeah.
It was Paramount. Frank Mancuso was behind it. So, did he piss off a lot of people? Yeah, but
Yeah. But it
it's
got
one
its
of those.
following.
I'm surprised like no one's ever thought of like doing like a reboot of it. But
Yeah, that's
I'd be
true.
for it because there's a lot of another great show that came on Fox around the time. If you remember Werewolf,
Oh
you
yeah,
remember that?
werewolves.
I didn't
So
see
it was
it,
on
but
like
I remember it.
87. I think it was like
Yeah,
87.
Chuck
Yeah.
Connor's last role. Yeah, I think it was only
Yeah.
like one season. You can
Chuck
find it on
Connors.
YouTube. All the episodes are on YouTube, but
Yeah.
the reason they haven't put it out in America on DVD is because of the music rights.
Chuck
But
Connors, Tourist Trap, right? Was he in Tourist Trap?
I think he was in Tourist Trap, and I think he was also, he might have been in Young Guns, one of the first guys they killed when they got deputized. I think I'm not
Okay.
100% sure, but
Oh,
yeah, he was another one of those badasses like Ted White.
Hmm.
Those
Yeah.
old Hollywood guys.
All right. Well, listen, I thank you for your time, Brian. I
Yeah,
know we
absolutely.
don't want to keep you.
and anything you want to pimp
Yeah.
out?
And my friend Alton has a comic book series. Basically, it's like The Sopranos meets True Blood, and he's actually getting. I think he's doing an Indiegogo film. I'm doing the movie
Hmm.
version of it because he does
Yep.
other comics. He does like a werewolf comic. He does a witch comic. But Alton
Right.
Simpson, Vampires from New Jersey, you can find him. And then December 13th is the photos of Jason at the Blairstown Diner.
hmm
And then in February in Sayreville, I don't know the date offhand. I want to say maybe it's the 21st.
The I Heart Horror.
I Heart
Oh
Horror.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
this would be my.
Yeah,
We
we
love
bumped
that.
we bumped into you there last year.
Oh, okay.
That
All
was our
right.
first trip up there, and
Yeah, we
Oh,
were
yeah,
up that
nice.
way.
I was
Yeah.
catching a smoke, and you came and sat down next to me, and
Oh, that was you. Oh, okay.
yeah,
Look
yeah,
at
that
that.
fucking guy.
Yeah.
And
I
then
was
an hour,
stealing phones.
yeah, an hour later, this fucking guy's stealing phones from the celebs.
Oh, geez. So that's what I got going on, and then who knows anything in between. I will be going to on December. Gosh, I'm not even sure what the date it is. The first Saturday in December, NJ HorrorCon's doing their horror sideshow market up in Edison.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so they're having Ruby Sue from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yep.
She's going to be out
Ah,
there.
okay.
So I got a the jersey that Clark wears in the movie.
Okay.
I've had it for years and I never worn it. Now what's a better opportunity, you know? All right,
You
Great
have your
movie.
Marty Moose mug,
Yeah,
your
there you
cocoa
go.
mug.
There you go.
Christmas Vacation, man,
Yeah.
classic.
That is my second favorite Christmas movie, right after A Christmas Story.
Not Die Hard.
Third favorite.
March of the Wooden Soldiers always has a special place in
Mm.
my heart. You know, just seeing that black and white on Channel 11, right?
Yeah. I mean, we got that new Silent Night, Deadly Night reboot to kind of look forward to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fingers crossed.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of changed it up from the original as far as the theme. He doesn't start killing when he puts the Santa on. He kills every Christmas, kind of like the Dark Passenger to keep it at bay
Yep.
from the latest trailer I saw.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, maybe we'll just stick with Art the Clown as Santa for now.
Yeah.
Let him do his thing. Oh, man.
It's the
classic.
first movie plus a garbage day. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Brian, listen, thank you, man. Appreciate your time. Thank you
Absolutely.
for coming on
Thank
the
you
show.
for
Thank
having
you
me
for
on.
allowing me to do the haunt. I'm psyched for more
Next year.
events to do with you guys.
Definitely. I did tell Mike if we do these dates, I can't do a daytime event because I was tired.
That's a lot. Man.
That's a lot. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, and you
So,
were at it all day.
Yeah, I mean, I love being in costume and putting on a good show for everyone, but I'm starting to be like a more of a behind the scenes guy, you know. So, and I don't mind.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm now, because I'm 46 now. Not that it's like old, but physically, I'm sure you probably felt a little sore after the
Oh yeah,
haunt, you
I'm
know.
52, Brian. So
Are you really?
I'm 52.
I never would have guessed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know those aches and pains, my friend.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like I'm like semi-retired, like I really only get in costume when I go to the diner, or maybe I just want to say I couldn't tell you last time I did like photos, and I'm happy, I'm content with it, because for a while like I was treating it as like kind of like a job, like, oh, if I don't promote, I'm not going to get the likes,
Yeah,
I've kind of
yeah.
simmered down. I got my fan base, I'm content with, and a lot of the people that follow me have become really good friends, so and they're now helping out at the diner, so I'm happy
Listen,
with
you got something
everything.
great out of it, right? So
Yeah,
that's all that
absolutely.
matters. So,
Memories and friendships. Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
build this following up another year or two, you could start your own Project Mayhem.
With Project Mayhem.
Yeah. Fight Club.
Oh.
Well, Fight Club Battle Royale,
There
right?
you go. Yeah.
I'm
It's
telling
like his
you,
own
Brian,
Jason
there's
Fight
something
Club.
there with that. That would
There you
be
go.
fun. Get a whole
That
wrestling
would be
ring.
that would be fun. Yeah. Or even like a tug of war and doing like a photo or something,
Yeah.
I kind of did that. I don't at the back in June, I had Ron Milkey as Officer Dorf was the referee. We did a tug of war between Camp Crystal Lake, and then I had two of the actresses from Burning for was it Blackfoot, I think,
Yeah.
So Camp Blackfoot actually won, I think, but they had more people on their side, and Jason got on there. So
Traitor.
that was a fun idea that I stole from the Mahoning, because when they did their Camp Blood weekend, they had like the alumni that were there, and it was basically just people taking sides, and the alumni were on either side. I'm like, that's a fun idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did I think as soon as he says Blackfoot, my mind goes right to Mr. Deeds with Adam Sandler. All right, Brian.
All right, guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you, sir.
it, man.
Thank you, and I'll
Thank-
see you guys soon. Have a
Yeah,
good night.
yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll cross paths very soon. Appreciate
All
it, though.
right.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Take care.
Broadcast completed.
You've been listening to What an Excellent Day for a Podcast. Be sure to come on down to excellentdayforapodcast.com, where you'll find our entire catalog. And for your convenience, every episode contains a link where you can text the nerds. Want to throw some praise? Some critique? Perhaps you have a suggestion for a topic you'd like to see us tackle. But while you think about that, you could also check out the connections to all of our socials, including our YouTube channel. Give all them a visit. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with everybody you know. And for those feeling a little extra generous, there's also a button where you can support the show in other ways. Every bit of support helps. Well, that's it for this episode. And remember, stay creepy and keep talking some damn horror.